There's an incredible movement here in Idaho called Speak Your Silence, and it is led by Matt Pipkin. The other day, I had a chance to sit down with Matt and talk about his campaign. I wanted to take that opportunity and share it with you. So Matt, I'm so grateful to have you here on the set. Tell us a little bit about your program, Speak Your Silence.
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit focused on breaking the stigma of child sexual abuse. So that's our mission.
Okay.
We're essentially in the business of moving it from being this awkward, taboo issue to a cause that people can be really excited to champion.
Okay, right, and I think that's one of the things is when it comes to sexual abuse, especially with children, people have a hard time talking about it. It's just something that has been unspoken for years. A lot of that is shame, revolves around shame, and just knowing you can give it a voice.
Yeah.
So what got you involved? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I went through it as a kid. I was sexually abused when I was 6 and then kept it secret for the next 20 years because I come from this great family and I lived in 20 years of fear that I would devastate them if they found out what I'd done. And so finally a few years ago out of college, I hit this low point after losing money in real estate, having my heart broken by a girl, and just feeling like I wasn't good at anything. And I finally made the connection between what I went through then and what I'm going through now, and I shared with my parents, and they believed me and they loved me, and then I went to a counselor and he totally changed my life. So I wanted to take what I'd gained from this experience and share it with the 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys who go through something similar.
Right. Yeah. The statistics are extraordinary.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
To look at those numbers and go, all these children that are impacted, you personally were impacted. So there was a pivotal moment for you, where you realized you made that thread. And I think it really, when I hear you tell your story, it's about self-worth. It's about how you viewed yourself. And so many victims blame themselves. So I could see that blame game happening in financial crisis and relationship crisis.
Anything that goes wrong, you blame yourself. That's
and we live in a society that encourages you to blame yourself. So that doesn't really help. So tell us a little bit about what the organization does. How does this work?
Yeah, so we have 2 parts. We have the Stitch, which is our public presence and a way for people to really be part of what we're doing. And then we have our counseling program.
The Stitch, wait, we have to pause on the Stitch. So you gave me the Stitch kit.
Yeah.
What is this?
What is it? Yeah.
I'm going, thanks.
What is it? So I'm wearing it right here. The Stitch is physically symbolic of your voice frequency.
Okay, so it's like the up and down, what your voice would look like on a screen.
Right.
Okay,
right.
Audio.
So when you wear it, it physically symbolizes your voice in support of people you love to share their stories. So you wear it on your clothes, on your backpack, you name it. So that directly fulfills our mission because it creates conversations in a way that we never could. And
so this is a brand. People
see
this, but it's a sewing kit.
Indeed, yeah, that's our first product.
How does this work?
Yeah, so
I sew it myself.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yep, a needle and thread. You sew it into whatever you want, your favorite items, and wear them. And people ask about it quite often, and
they go, "What's that?" And you go, "Hey, this is a safe place for you to tell your story." Basically.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's so simple. People have recognized it, and the more and more times they see it, they ask about it, or they've heard about it before and they recognize it and say, "Hey, I know what that is."
Do you think in your own life, if you would have seen this, and when you were 10, when you were 12, and you said, "Hey, what's that?" and they say, "Hey, this is a safe place you could talk."
Right. Yeah. I think if I had realized that I wasn't the only person who's been through something like this, and that people would support me and my life wouldn't be ruined if I shared my story, I would have shared it so much sooner.
So obviously that was a defining moment for you, but since you've launched your programs, Speak Your Silence, has there been any other defining moments that, you go, wow, this was really pivotal?
Yeah, the Stitch. The Stitch is what it comes down to, because we'd been around for, I think, 6 months. We'd existed before the Stitch. I'd even had the idea. So we existed, we had this counseling program, but there was no way for people to really be involved and do something besides giving money, and that's not everyone's thing.
People want to do something.
Yeah,
they want to feel like
they want to take action, be part of something. So, and we wanted to build a community, a meaningful, powerful community where each person has a unique role. And so the Stitch was this idea that I had. I wasn't sure about it at first, then tested it out and saw that people really liked it, and it was simple, people understood it. And if they didn't, and they weren't going to be part of it anyway. So, but they've really, really latched onto this, and so it's given people this really unique way to own it in their own way, make an impact in a way that only they could make, that we couldn't make, and everyone has their own story of why it matters to them. So it's been pretty
and how
neat.
and what they do with it.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they do with
Everyone
it.
wears it for a different
So
reason.
this is like going out in the world in a really unique way.
Yeah,
do you want to share that?
Yeah, we've been selling it for 2 years. We've sold a lot anyway, but we were just in something called the Cause Box, which is
Cause.
Cause
Good
Box.
cause, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So it's a subscription box company of social good products that women around the country get every quarter and discover
So
new
it's a subscription
brands.
box. I would subscribe to this. This box comes to me. I open it up.
Yeah.
What's inside?
Social
For
good
example.
products. So products with a give back. So a fair trade coffee with a give back, or a beanie made by women in Uganda that
Okay.
sustains them on a local economic basis. So and then the double impact of the stitch is that 100% of profits from it fund our counseling program. So
Okay.
there's the double whammy of good. You're wearing it, making an impact in your own way,
Right.
plus your profits are funding someone else's counseling.
Okay, so if people want to get involved, where can they go? What can they do?
Yeah, so the best way, well, you go to speakersilence.org
Okay.
and wear the stitch. Really, that is the most beneficial thing for us to grow and for you to make an impact.
So, well, Matt, I mean, I want to, first of all, thank you so much for
Yeah.
speaking your silence. I mean, I think the one thing that you're doing for so many people is you're giving them hope. You're
Thanks.
not letting some event in your life define you.
Yeah, no, you're worth far more than that.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I love that message that you're putting out there because I think it's really critical. People need that because everybody's been through something.
Right, we've all been
so,
through it.
So Matt Pipkin, speakyoursilence.org, and you, the viewer, you can go and get involved. Do it today.
Thank you for sharing that story, Rebecca. What was your big takeaway?
Well, honestly, just watching Matt, he's so young and he has bravely just spoken out about something that a lot of people have a challenge talking about. And he's encouraging others, talking about their own abuse because it's so healing. So I'm just so impressed with him.
That's
really
great.
great.